Heyo and welcome to Build&Beautify Season 2. In this Cities Skylines modded Let's Play, we'll build Eneida Bay, a vibrant city of our dreams featuring transit-oriented development, clean energy, and deep city detailing. In the last episode, we finished our Plop the Growables project, did some deep detailing, and incorporated our viewer suggestions. So if you happen to miss the last episode, then click on the info card above or check out the entire Build&Beautify Season 2 playlist located in the description below. In today's episode, I would like to continue our build by following our subway track across the river and into what will become a huge industrial and service harbor, which will include electricity, water treatment, and other transportation maintenance services, as well as some suburban sprawl. So are you excited to build Eneida Bay? If so, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what features you'd build in your dream city. If you can't wait for the new season to unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to videos. And don't miss out on an Eneida Bay merchandise linked in the description below. Alright, so I'm wicked excited to start today's constructions. So kick back, grab your caffeinated beverage of choice, and let's jump right on into it. Let's start today's build by coming in and connecting in our infrastructure to this pier area. This area is going to be spread across a few episodes as I want to build some city services, transportation services, a huge warehouse / container port, and then some industry to provide our people with some more jobs. Because I'm going for a transit-oriented city, let's start by drawing in our passenger lines first, so that way the passenger lines have priority, and I want to start specifically with this subway line we began laying out in previous episodes. I will want a station in this area, however, I'm unsure where at this time, so let's just stretch the line out and give us some room to build the station in later episodes. Next, let's connect in our train lines. This area will have some heavy cargo traffic, so we may have 1 or 2 cargo stations in this area. I'd like to have a dedicated cargo station decorated with some extra tracks right about here, and probably a cargo ship harbor right about here. So let's give this infrastructure some right of way and draw just the lines in, as I want to focus on the assets in another episode. Alrighty, now that we have the tracks down for our trains and subway lines, let's get our roads in. Again, this area is going to have heavy cargo traffic, so I want to ensure that the flow makes sense. I have debated constructing a one-way system as well as multiple points of access to the highway, but honestly, I'm still debating whether or not we are going to need it. Therefore, let's have some fun and let the infrastructure in this area evolve with Eneida Bay. I will, however, start with altering this roundabout and equipping it more as a diamond interchange so that we can build some suburban residential up in this area here, and then just allow the cargo traffic itself to flow straight on through. Alright, I may have arguably over-engineered this, so let's talk about it real quick. So the route I have highlighted here in white is for our private vehicles that can now enter the industrial area using the existing highway and either enter in this northern section of the industrial area or head south to what will become a suburban neighborhood. Next, we have added a separate 2-lane highway for the industrial traffic to bypass the roundabout and head straight into a harbor now via a 4-lane highway. The suburban area can connect into the industrial area through the roundabout or through the 4-lane roads here. I was planning a more traditional diamond interchange, but kinda got lost in the build and made this instead. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this interchange. My dream for Eneida Bay is to implement as much clean energy as possible and to keep our industrial pollution as low as possible. Therefore, and since we are playing with unlimited money, I want to use the nuclear power plant to start our energy grid. For detailing purposes, I think we're going to use 2 of the nuclear power plants, and I want to fuse in a bit of a power line path to help distribute the high voltage electricity and create a vast substation sort of build. So I do have an idea in mind, but I haven't actually attempted this build yet. So let's jump into a time lapse and see how well we can keep to our vision of a clean energy grid and substation modular build. Alrighty, so I think we will only stretch the power lines that far for now. As you noticed, I did not place the second nuclear power plant, and that is because the game only allows for one. Now, I could have used Anarchy to place the second one, but for now, we will work with one and see how much energy we end up needing. We can always come back and place another one later in the season if we feel we need it. Finally, let's decorate this area up with some surfaces, props, and fences, because I am developing an unhealthy relationship with the Anarchy mod. So I actually decided to keep the detailing a little low in this area because I didn't want to fall in love with a particular prop to end up deleting it in later episodes when we fill in the rest of the area. So for now, we will do what we have here and continue to decorate as we build. Next, I want to create a water treatment plant close by to this area, as I think the water features I have planned will decorate it up very nicely. So let's talk about the plan a little bit here. First, I want to rely heavily on the water treatment plants, both the original vanilla and the Japanese content creator pack, as they process sewage and purify it of its pollutants. This will allow us to recycle the water used in Eneida Bay and get us closer to that clean energy, environmentally friendly city we are aiming for in this build. Originally, I had planned to place this treatment plant close to the nuclear power plant. However, I am really in an impulsive mood today, and therefore we will move its location to this area here so we can create a nice line of sight for the trains coming in and out of the area. Next, I want to add in some man-made canals to help decorate the plant with some water features. This is why I have downloaded the water tool mod, so we can just add a water source and not need to worry about connecting these man-made canals to an already existing water source. So let's construct all of this in a nice relaxing time lapse, and then we'll come back to take a look at what we have built before decorating the area up. surprise, surprise, I used the mod for the first time and flooded the area. It'll evaporate, I think, eventually. But what do you all think? Personally, I think the canal was a nice touch, and while I was building it, I actually remembered an old trick back in Cities Skylines 1 where people would cheese the water pumping stations and sewage plants together in a single canal and create their own water treatment centers. I think that could be a fun challenge to replicate in Cities Skylines 2, but I think I'm going to do a lot more math and research on it before we actually build it. The final modular build I wish to construct today is a industrial center garbage management system. My plan is to take this segment of land right here and fuse an industrial waste processing site and some recycling centers together. This way, we are progressing further to an environmentally friendly city by collecting and handling the most hazardous and toxic waste products that result from industrial production, and thus decreasing our ground pollution produced by our industrial zoning citywide. The recycling center will also help us to progress closer to an environmentally friendly city by collecting and sorting garbage to produce reusable materials. If I was reading the Cities Skylines 2 Wikipedia correctly, this will allow us to produce metals, plastics, textiles, and paper, which I'm all for, as it will boost our economy and decrease our need for heavy polluting specialized industry. So let's jump in and begin laying out our trash complex by abusing the add-ons that come with the recycling center to create a unique build, and maybe even incorporating that Japanese recycling center that we now have with the game. Alrighty everyone, I think that just about wraps up today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on today's build. If you're excited to see the next episode unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to videos. And don't forget to check out our Eneida Bay merchandise linked in the description below. Until next time, I hope everyone has a phenomenal week.